from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Well, welcome back. It's just about 7:30. Good morning. I'm Devin Fehely.
And I'm Julie Watts. Beauty over bike lanes. That's what San Francisco park officials are saying. They won't be adding protected bike lanes to Golden Gate Park because they say they'll detract from the park's aesthetic. Now, the news was revealed during a meeting focused on traffic safety improvements that will soon be coming to the park this fall. They include new stop signs, painted crosswalks, and speed humps, but no protected bike barriers. Bicycle advocates say that's the wrong decision.
Protected bike lanes can be beautiful. We also want to respect the natural beauty of our parks, and I think the best way to do that is to remove as many cars as possible from Golden Gate Park.
Now, the traffic safety improvements come after 2 bicycle riders were killed in the park last year.
Now, Monday's rare total solar eclipse is expected to reduce solar energy significantly, but PG&E says it is ready to fill the gap. Now, when the eclipse reaches its peak at 10:15 Monday morning, solar energy will drop 75% in the Bay Area. PG&E has been working with utility experts and meteorologists to find alternative resources like hydropower.
You're also going to see the operational engineers here taking a look at any type of live telemetry data that they can't see to see if there's any type of concerns that we didn't actually predict from our modeling.
Now, right now, there is no call to conserve energy. The eclipse will only last a few minutes.
The North Bay Smart Train now has a start date. Service is scheduled to start next Friday, August 25th. That's 2 years after the original launch date. So here's the route from downtown San Rafael all the way to the Sonoma County Airport. Commuters will be able to catch the trains at 10 different stations. It is expected to ease traffic on Highway 101 by giving commuters an alternate route. And as a bonus, all rides will be free on opening day.
On Barcelona's Las Ramblas continue to grow. Residents and tourists have been laying flowers along the street and lighting candles to honor the victims of Thursday's attack. One of the victims, Jared Tucker, is from here in the Bay Area. A total of 14 people died when a driver plowed a vehicle into a crowded tourist spot. Witnesses say at first it was difficult to tell exactly what had happened.
I didn't know they were victims. People seemed to be kind of staggering, milling around. Then other people came up and were putting them down on the ground.
Now, after that attack, investigators say terrorists drove a second vehicle into people in a resort town of Cambrils, killing another victim. There, police shot and killed 5 suspects and made more arrests on Friday. The dead and wounded were from 34 countries around the world. The youngest victim, just 3 years old.
Well, 2 murder suspects who surrendered here in the Bay Area are back in Chicago this morning. Oxford University financial advisor Andrew Warren and former Northwestern University professor Wyndham Latham arrived in Illinois late last night. They're accused of stabbing a man to death there earlier this month. Now, investigators say those men stabbed a 26-year-old more than 40 times. He was found in Latham's Chicago apartment. The victim was a Michigan native, had just moved to Chicago last year. It is still unclear how he knew the suspects. Both Latham and Warren had been on the run for more than a week before surrendering here in the Bay Area. They made their initial court appearances here as well and agreed to return to Illinois to face those murder charges. Chicago police say they will begin interrogations immediately and plan to hold a press conference later this weekend with an update on the case.
A Bay Area synagogue vandalized. Alameda police say they're investigating it as a hate crime. Classroom windows are boarded up after someone smashed them with rocks. Dozens of community members gathered at the Temple for a peace vigil last night. They held candles and signs as speakers discussed the importance of standing in solidarity against hate.
Most of us feel that that one act was mindless and senseless, and we can't let one person represent all of us. We respect each other, we believe in diversity and inclusion.
In San Francisco, more than 20 clergy members led a vigil and march outside the 16th Street BART station last night. They denounced what happened in Charlottesville and argued that current federal policies discriminate against immigrants and fuel hatred.
The bigotry, the racism, the anti-Semitism, the anti-immigrant hostility, all of this is very heartbreaking, and it's time for us to say our word as well, that this is not acceptable. It's not in keeping with the values of our spiritual ancestors and our teachers.
The faith leaders are urging everyone to stick to nonviolence, even as they confront provocative demonstrators who may turn up soon in the Bay Area.
2 people vying to be the next DA in Contra Costa County have admitted to lifting whole sections of other people's work in their applications for the job. Now, Assistant DA Tom Kensick says he took sections from other writings on crime reduction. They include paragraphs from the Harvard Business Review and from implementation guides for programs on mental health and reducing violence. Earlier, Kensick had gained attention for getting a written recommendation from a prison inmate. Another candidate, retired Judge Diana Becton, pulled more than 100 words from a New York Times op-ed on bail reform, and she also lifted passages from Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech and from websites of various other district attorneys. Now, the Mercury News reports both applicants have admitted they should have cited the material, but they say they were not trying to pass off the work as their own.
Hey, we got the Giants for you. All of a sudden, look out at home. Whoa. Last night, this fan, he waited a long time to see him in person. 60 years, really? Bro. Didn't take long for the Giants to strike against the Phillies. Jared Parker, first inning hit with the runners going. 2-0, just like that, and the Giants weren't done. You know, they won 9 of 12 at home. Third inning, now 3-0. Hunter Pence cracked the solo job to make it 4-0. And I think these fans were a little happy about it. And Brandon Crawford, boy, he needed this one. 2 for 3 last night, a double, this home run. 2 RBI night for Crawford. Back-to-back wins against the struggling Phillies, 10-2, the final last night. Meantime, deep in the heart of Texas, Oakland A's Sean Manaea on the bump in Houston. A couple of teams separated by 22 games. And the Astros brought the pain. Alex Bergman away and gone in the third, got the Astros on the board. 4 pitches later, Jose Altuve crushed this one, his 19th. And the Astros, as they say in Game of Thrones, may the A's bend the knee. 3-1 final. And how cool is this? Nebraska football coach Mike Rowley gave the team Friday off and then took the team to the Kendrick Lamar concert. Bought tickets for every man on the team. Wow. And look how the team reacted. Strong move, huge boost by the coaching staff. No doubt the morale is way, way up there until they trickled into practice, well, probably later on this morning. That is sports at this hour. Raiders, 49ers, both going at 7 o'clock tonight. The Niners against the Broncos right here on Channel 5. I'll see you at Levi Stadium.